now. Okay, so we have Julie here from Honor Yoga, right, Julie? Okay,
Correct.
yeah,
Honor
yeah. I wanted to
Yoga
make sure.
Pennington.
Honor Yoga Pennington, yep, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Honor's a big one, so yes. So Honor Yoga Pennington is another location. Yeah. So Julie, you want to tell us a bit about what Honor Yoga is about? What do you offer there, and things like that, so we can get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to start. So Honor Yoga is a yoga franchise company, and that's why I was so specific to say Honor Yoga Pennington, New Jersey. Honor Yoga has yoga studios across the country, and its deep mission and philosophy is that yoga truly is for everybody. And therefore, Honor Yoga provides a full array of class offerings from meditation classes, which you often don't see, unfortunately, on yoga studio schedules,
Sure.
to chair classes, gentle classes, restorative classes,
Hmm.
classes designed, asana classes for beginners, asana classes for more advanced, physically inclined individuals, and then
I
as
see.
well as a full array of offerings outside of the classroom experience. I should mention too that we also have yoga HIIT classes, high intensity interval training, and we also have what's called yoga bar, which is a fusion of Pilates, yoga poses, yoga asana,
Oh,
and
nice.
as
Like bar
well
as in like BR, yoga
bar
bar.
as in using the ballet bar.
Oh, the ballet bar.
So
Oh, nice. Okay.
all different ways to approach the physical form in many different capacities and styles.
Mm,
We know that there's not one way to do something, right? I think the phrase is the roads are many, but the path is one,
mm,
and we embrace that just in what we offer in our classes. And then
nice.
also outside of our classes, we have continual offerings for people to expand their understanding of yoga knowledge, of
Mm.
yoga teaching. So that may be how we intersect Sundar with like a kirtan of sorts. That may
Oh,
be
okay.
a yoga teacher training. That may
Uh-huh.
be a sound bowl workshop. We have those quite regularly. Each
Uh-huh.
Honor Yoga studio is going to, of course, cater to what their community is asking for. And
I
so
see.
you'll see our schedules are all a little different in that way.
Okay, yeah, yes, that's a good point you brought up about sound bowl like and kirtan. That's a good segue to my next question. So,
Sure.
which is basically what has been your experience with kirtan? How have you had any events before at the yoga center?
Yeah. So Honor Yoga Pennington, I believe, has had kirtan. My personal experiences, which I would love to speak about, is that
Mhm.
I first began practicing meditation as a small child and then yoga asana in my 20s.
Mhm.
And most of that was in New York City for a good 15 years. And I was fortunate enough to be in such a epicenter hub for traveling yogis to come to the city and offer
Mhm.
what they do. So I
Mm.
have been to many kirtans many moons ago, 20 years ago,
Mm.
when I think that was even more popular at the time. That became ritualistic and something that you would do.
Mm.
Yoga studios that I was part of in New York City, if there was any sort of celebration or commemoration of something, it
Mm.
was hallmarked with a kirtan, right? So that
Right.
was how we
Mm.
were in creating this energetic vibe to expand further. And what
Mm.
I found really, and this was probably not something super new for me, Sundar, but is
Mm.
sound has always been very significant to me on my sensory level and system. I think some people are immensely sensitive to sound and some people
Mhm.
are not, right? And
Yeah. Yeah.
for me, I've been on that immensely sensitive end of the spectrum. And I very quickly understood the impact of how sound could move me to a place of from being, let's say, in mental ruminations to
Mm.
being in a place of more mental stillness or calmness or focus or freedom at large, as
Mhm.
well as experiencing how sound can move through my body, as we are all vibration,
Mm-hmm.
and change my somatic
Mm-hmm.
experience, right? I could feel freer, which I think is so there's an exuberance and a joyness that can come to a kirtan where you're creating such beautiful sound through both the vocals and the instruments, but at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's also a deep accessibility there for individuals that may not gravitate for whatever reason towards yoga asana, right? Towards yoga poses. They may not gravitate towards meditation. That may create
Mm-hmm.
more anxiety or mental fluctuations for them. And therefore, to be in this joyous occasion of experiencing something, right? Being part of something where the
Mm-hmm.
bar to admission and participation is very low. It's
Is
very
low. Yep.
accessible,
Yep.
but
Yep.
yet they can walk out the door with a very changed
Perception.
being,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah, very changed perception. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, that's my experience has been a long time with kirtan. I actually have missed it quite greatly in this area. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
there's not a lot of it regularly, as there would be obviously in New York City.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but it can deeply move people.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. And yeah, you're right. New York is always the happening scene. I can imagine. So you've been there for 15 years, something. That must have been quite a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have a
Yeah.
small juice bar in the city for about a couple of years, and it was quite intense. But
Yes.
yeah, yeah, I can imagine. So yeah, and it's interesting that you mentioned that sound actually is different levels for different people. So yeah, some people will go into like a rock concert and
Right.
feel that the volume is too low, while others are putting earplugs when they go into regular hall because it's just too much for them. But yeah, you're
Sure.
right. Kirtan and penetrates all those levels, and that's part of the reason. That's been our experience too. It's great hearing that from you, and that's what we hope to share with others. So yeah, we said we'll keep this a little brief. So I'm going to quickly share my screen, and so that we can walk through different areas of um, of Honor Yoga like in Pennington. So this
Hmm.
is the main web page at pennington.honoryoga. Let me see. My share bar is coming in the way. It's a different kind of bar. Let me try to see if I can hide that. There we go. So okay, yes. So it is pennington.honoryoga.com, and I like the background you have going on there, the large floral design.
Mandala. Yeah. Thank you. That's
Mandala. That's right.
yeah. So that actually is at the Honor Yoga New Brunswick, New
Mm,
Jersey location.
okay.
This features a few different of our locations.
Okay, okay. So
But
this is a
yes,
mix of few locations, but these packages and everything that's listed is is
that's
is
our
Pennington.
schedule.
It's all Pennington. Okay, that's your
Yeah,
schedule
that's the
there.
schedule.
Jackie, Amanda, different teachers, Erica gone through, and then this is the community, and these are the teachers you have. Great. Okay. Any specific like area you wanted to point out, like in the website, upcoming
I
event, something
wanted
like that?
to perhaps look at our classes.
Classes. Let's go
And
there.
so the
Our
second,
classes.
yeah,
There you go. Our classes.
if you
Let's
click
look.
on our classes next to, yeah.
This one.
So this page really features the uniqueness of each of our class styles.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
This is a hit.
in in the yoga studio world that I've been part of for about 20 years, I see that honor yoga really has it all.
Mm,
When often there's maybe more of a limited variety to the class styles that are being offered at a yoga studio. And that's partly because not only do we want to be accessible, but we want to
mm-hmm.
move through the lifespan with you. So you may
Mm,
start in one place and then move to another. Sometimes, I used to say, if you live in a human body, you will get an injury, right? So you
mm,
may be taking flow classes and then find yourself in a chair class of some sort at a point.
mm,
Um, we change, right? The practice changes us in so many ways. We may
mm-hmm.
gravitate towards a particular style of class and then realize that, let's say we were doing flow for a while, but now we would like restore. We experienced one restore class, and it's a different way of accessing deeper parts of our awareness and our sense of calm, right?
Mm.
So
Yes. Yes,
This
you'd be.
page has little previews on all of our classes, and if you want to scroll down, you can see
There's yoga
stretch
bar
and
here.
roll. Yep. So yoga bar is that fusion of yoga bar and Pilates. Just above it is stretch and roll, which is
Mm.
a yin class, and where we use also
Oh,
the
okay.
rolling devices and the tools to roll the fascia.
Oh,
Um,
nice. All these. Okay.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
So you got all these props. That's nice. Little
yeah.
foam rollers. Wow, you got the whole works there.
Hmm.
Amazing. That's
Yeah.
really sharp and
We
edges.
I failed to mention, unfortunately, our aerial, which is
Hmm.
where you use the silks that hang from the ceiling and
Uh-huh.
you create a lot of spinal traction that way. Not
Uh-huh.
to mention that there's a sense of aeration and freedom because you're off the floor, but the
Oh, nice.
gravitational pull then reduces some of that pressure on the joints. It can be immensely beneficial for individuals.
Mm.
And then there's, we have to always consider like, how is the mental impact, right? And something with
Mm-hmm.
aerial is this sense of like fun and play and
Mm-hmm.
lightness and walking out of the aerial room with maybe a greater sense of confidence because you did get in a silk and do all of these unique things that you don't normally do in a day.
Oh, wow. So this is actually like you actually, are suspended, something like these ballet
Yep.
dancers you see.
Yep. In a hammock.
In a hammock. Wow, amazing. Similar
Hmm.
to those I or something. What was that thing where you
Yes.
fly artificially?
Right.
That's that
Yeah,
is real
it's a
nice.
very
Playful
similar
flight
feeling, which has a
experience.
different psychology than being
Mm.
on your feet all the time and being on the earth.
Wow, that's amazing. This is probably the most the far out and great collection of yoga classes I've seen. I mean, we do a few of these interviews. I can tell you this is it's quite diverse. Very nice. Excellent.
Well,
Very,
thank
very
you.
impressive lineup. So yeah, I wanted to keep this like within your time. So I see you have something for the little ones. Oh, that's amazing. So you really have it for the changing bodies, as we call them, so mind,
Correct.
body, and fine. That's
Yep,
that's really nice. You got the whole spectrum. Yeah, yeah. I like the way you put it. Like you're there with them as they grow through various phases in life. So you're there for them at all
absolutely.
stages. You got something for everyone.
Yeah.
Great. And yeah, yeah, yeah. In such a wonderful space, you have something like on meditation. You already done you have these sound related things going on. So I say I'm sure it's a very nice, good, positive vibe, place, which we will also, enjoy and absorb the experience. So I think before we close out, let me quickly, when are we, scheduled? It's coming up in,
May
let's see.
6th.
So, yep, that's right. May 6th. Here we go. Okay. Our Pennington. Okay. Yep. Yep. Yeah. We captured this. So actually, I'll put up like our interview now here. So it goes up on our, homepage like this as a posting, and then we send it out as a newsletter too. So that's a
Wonderful.
good way to think.
Sundar, one thing I'd wanted to
Yeah.
know, I see it says
Please.
1 p.m. It should be 2 p.m. at
Oh,
Honor
it's
Yoga.
2 p.m. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what we decided. Okay. Fine. I'll get it changed. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I think I have it as 2 somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. I know we confirmed as 2. So probably the calendar invite says 2, but we'll get that fixed. We'll get that
I
fixed.
appreciate it.
We will get that fixed. So thanks for catching that. As alert as always.
Yeah, sure.
Julie, yes. Let me stop sharing here. So yeah, anything else? Any last
I
things you
think
wanted to
I
say in
just want to
this?
say thank you so much for taking a little time to speak with me. And of course, a giant thanks and appreciation for offering your kirtan at our open house on May 6th. And the open house is all of our classes, the whole spectrum of our classes for free for everyone. Anyone and everyone can come. We do ask that you sign up for class before you come, just so
Hmm.
we know how many people are starting to fill into the class and we don't have capacity on the day of, but we'll
Hmm.
have all sorts of things for all ages, freebies and face painting for kids and food, so please do join.
That sounds like a fun festival to be at.
Yeah,
A fun
yeah.
yoga festival. All right. Thank you for that, Julie. Appreciate it.
Sure, thank you.